Hi, I'm Kathy Quinn with Floriani. Floriani is a division of R&K Distributing, and I want to welcome you to this month's Project of the Month. I want you to double left mouse click on your Floriani icon on your desktop. I'm opening my Floriani Total Control. This month is project number 28. We are creating a e-book, e-reader cover in our software. So whether you have a Kindle, a Nook, a Sony, you can create a cover for it. Now the first thing you notice is My Floriani Today, and again we have 5 new designs for you as our gift to you for being a loyal Floriani customer. And one of them is one of our wonderful Apple-Stitch designs, and we are going to use Apple-Stitch today in our project. Apple-Stitch is our newest product. It's a fabric and an embroidery style that I absolutely love. Now at the upper left hand corner you're going to see my new design or new page option. So I'm going to left mouse click, and we are going to go ahead and we are going to create the cover for our e-reader. Now the first thing I want you to do is decide whether you're going to work in inches or metric. Today we are going to work in inches. Now I want you to right mouse click on your ruler bar, select the word inches, and then we're going to set our grid system. Right mouse click, grid settings, and I want you to first make sure that your maintain aspect ratio box is selected. If it's got a check mark in it, you're in good shape. If not, select it by left mouse clicking on it. Now change this to 0.25. It will change both horizontally and vertically, and say OK. Now we're going to come up and use Kathy's favorite tool. If you've been following me for long, you know I use this tool all the time. This is an artwork tool. It is not available at this time in any home software. So let's come up and left mouse click on your down arrow and select the word rectangle. Now notice there is a rectangle stuck to my cursor, so I'm going to hold down my left mouse key and drag. Once I have this on screen, I like to use my sequence view for selecting. Your sequence view is one of your best friends in this program. I'm going to left mouse click, and notice it's got selection handles all around it. You can resize with these handles proportionately, height or width. They're great little tools. Now this is artwork, and I want to transform it first to the size I need my cover to be. So I'm going to transform, and I want you to come in here, and I want this 5.65, and I want it, oh excuse me, you're going to have to deselect your maintain aspect ratio, and I'm going to make this 7.8. So it's 7.8 tall and it's 5.65 wide, and I want you to apply. Now you can't see it because it's larger than the screen. So if you'll notice, here is our view box. Left mouse click on it and tell it to fit. So there you have the outline. Now this is artwork, so we're going to need to convert this to stitches. So all I have to do to convert it is right mouse click, convert to a run stitch. There is my placement line. Right mouse click, copy. Right mouse click, paste. And I'm going to change the color. Right mouse click on color number 2. The reason is you want your machine to stop in between these steps. And the easiest way to make it stop is to change the color. You don't have to change the thread on your machine. Just change the color in the design and your machine will automatically stop. If you have a 6 or a 10 needle, remember you're going to need to program your stops in. Okay, so I've got that, a placement line. Now what I want to do is I am going to put batting on the back of my hoop. So I actually want that to go down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right mouse click, and I am going to paste again. So now I've got 3 boxes. Now I'm going to change this box to green by right mouse clicking on it. And now I want to right mouse click and convert this stitch type. I can convert from any type of one stitch to another. I'm going to come and convert this to a complex fill. So now it's going to place, tack down, and I have a fill stitch here. Now I want you to look in your properties box. The fill type is standard, the pattern is tatami. You've got a stitch length and a density. We almost never mess with stitch length. Now fill type, I'm going to drop that down and select the word stipple. And my density on this is going to be 8. I am going to apply, and now I have beautiful stippling in here, and I have stippled this to the batting that I have added to the back of my hoop. Now we are going to add an applique stitch onto here. Now you could put lettering, you could put an applique, you could put a design, but for today's project we're going to use applique stitch. And we're going to use true type text to make them. So I'm going to come up to File, Import True Type Text. Now remember, these are not the embroidery fonts that are in your software program. These are the true type fonts that are included in everybody's computer, and they vary depending upon which programs you have installed. What I'm going to do here is I want a K. I put in a capital. I'm going to come down here to my little browse box. I'm going to select Cambria Math. I like the way it stitches out. If I can find it here, sorry. I'm going to select bold, and I'm going to say OK. Now it's reiterating what I've selected, OK, and I want you to notice that this comes in about 1/2 inch tall. I'm going to turn off my stippling so you can see. Notice in your properties view, your sequence view, excuse me, you have these little eyeballs. These eyeballs will let you turn on and off sequences so you can see different things. So I'm going to come here and left mouse click on my stippling just so we can see the K very clearly. Now I need to select it, so I will select it. Now with this selected, I need to transform. I need to make it larger. So I'm going to come up in my properties and transform. Now I do want it to size proportionately, so select your maintain aspect ratio. I want it to be 3 inches tall, and I'm going to say apply. Now this is just artwork, so again I need to convert it into a stitch type, and I'm going to right mouse click and I'm going to convert this to applique stitch, and I have it. Now applique stitch is very specialized applique. It has a placement line, a tack down line, and then on the inside it's got this little trapping line, and then it has a satin stitch. Your applique stitch fabric will tear away from the outside, no trimming. So it's a wonderful, wonderful process. Now I also want a Q. So I'm going to import true type text, and I am going to put in a Q. Again, Cambria Math is my choice for font. Bold. Okay. Okay. Now I am not going to size this to 3 inches. The reason being is this Q is lopsided because of the little tail. So I'm going to drag this until the round part is the same height as my K. So the body of the Q will be 3 inches, but the tail will be added. Because if I had made this 3 inches, the Q would have looked undersized. It does not look off balance even though we've added the tail, because the Q is this round part is the 3 inches tall. Now again, we're going to right mouse click, convert to applique stitch. Now this Q has a hole in it. And we already talked about with the K how applique-stitch works. You've got a trapping line. It will tear away from the outside, but it will not tear away from the inside. But here I've got an issue. It's going to tear away from here, and it's going to hold it in the center. That is a problem. So what I do to fix that is in my properties box, I come over here and I tell it to adjust holes. Now watch what happens to the trapping line. Apply. Now it's in the correct spot. So let's go ahead and fit this to screen. And I'm going to probably put these where they're about 1/4 of an inch away from the edge, the bottom edge and the side edge. So that's how I'm going to place them. So just place them on yours where it's attractive. Just don't butt them up right up to the edge, because you are going to have a seam line. You're going to be putting this together, and you don't want that to catch the edge of your lettering. So there is my Q and my K. I'm going to turn my stippling back on. So now what I have done is I've got a placement line, a tack down line, I've stippled it, I've put in my applique stitch, and now all I need is a finish line. I'm going to right mouse click and paste, because of course I have never taken that rectangle off my clipboard. So I have pasted it, and I am going to change the color. So this is finished. We are going to save this, file, save as, and I'm going to save this as front cover. Okay, with me there? And we are going to save. Notice it says front cover down at the bottom left-hand corner. It tells us on the tab that this design's name is front cover. And you're going to save it as C2S right now. Now get you a new piece of paper, because we are going to now do the inside covers. I'm going to right mouse click, paste. That's still on my clipboard. So again, a placement line. Right mouse click, paste, tack down line, change your color. Right mouse click, paste, we are going to stipple. So we're going to convert this to a complex fill. Come over into your properties, drop down. I want this to be a stipple, 8, and apply. And then I always want to finish it up with right mouse click, paste, and I'm going to change this little run stitch. Whoops, I need to change the color. I am going to change it to a 2-ply. I just like that little security there. Apply. Now this is the inside cover. You are going to stitch this twice because you need 2 inside covers, one for the front, one for the back. So this one will be stitched twice. So you're going to file, save as, and you're going to save it as inside cover. Now you can put inside cover, stitch twice, anything you need to remind you. So you've got that done. Now we are going to do the back. Right mouse click, paste. We're going to do it, it's going to be the same as the front without the applique. Right mouse click, paste. Now we are going to add our batting. Well, we're going to right mouse click, paste. We've put our top fabric, we've added our batting. Now we are going to make this a stipple. So right mouse click, convert to complex fill. Come to your fill type, go to stippling. I want that at 8. Apply. And of course I like that little safety, so I'm going to right mouse click, paste. and I'm going to change the color and make that a 2-ply stitch. So now we're going to save this file, save as, and we're going to save this as back cover. Alright, everybody with me? Okay, so now we have a front cover, a back cover, 2 inside covers, and now what we're going to do is we are going to create our flaps and our pocket. So get a new piece of paper. Now that we're coming up with a new piece of paper, we're going to do the flap first. And what I want you to do is get your artwork tool. Let's create a new rectangle. Let's select it and transform it. Deselect maintain aspect ratio because we want to define it. And we're going to define this as 3.45, 7.8. So the width is 3.45 now. Let's apply. Let's fit to screen. Now I am going to line this up best I can with these grid lines. And what I'm talking about is you can see that I have lined it up pretty much on these grid lines the best I can. How I do that is I hold down my control key and move my little arrow keys on my keyboard. And the reason I have done this is I'm going to need to put some reference points on this artwork. So this is just a piece of artwork. I haven't turned it into stitches. Now the first thing I want to do is I need some reference points because I'm going to draw this flap. We're going to digitize a flap. Now if you put your cursor on the ruler bar, okay, remember this is my ruler bar, okay, if you put your cursor and hold down your left mouse key and drag, do you see I'm pulling out a blue line? I'm going to go 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, 1 inch, 1 1/4 over. And I'm going to lay that blue line right there, 1 1/4 over. See that? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come from the top and I'm going to bring one down to the bottom and I'm going to come up 1 3/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to bring one down 1 3/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoops. That one's kind of hard to see. If you get it exactly on the grid line, it's a little hard to see. So there we go. Now I'm also going to put one in the center. Now I'm going to select my artwork, and I know the center is right here where this little X is and these two resize handles. So I'm going to bring another line down and lay it right through there so I know I'm in the center. Alrighty. So I have these lines to help me. Now we're going to digitize the flap. So get your run stitch. So I've got my run. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, and it doesn't matter where you want to start. I'm going to left mouse click, and I'm going to follow this over. Now I'm going to stop right here. Do you see where my first blue line is? I'm going to left mouse click on that intersection, and I'm going to come down, and I'm going to come to the intersection right here that's got the blue line and the artwork, and left mouse click. Now I'm going to come down to this intersection, left mouse click, over to this intersection, over to the corner, and up. Now I'm going to right mouse click to finish. So now I have digitized my flap. Let's go ahead and select our artwork here and hit delete on your keyboard. So I have just deleted that. So all I have left here is my shape. This is my flap. Now my front and back flap are going to be identical, except on one of them I'm going to put a Velcro placement. So again, we're going to select this. I'm going to right mouse click, copy, right mouse click, paste, change the color. Okay, I'm going to right mouse click, paste. I'm now going to right mouse click and convert that to a complex fill. I'm going to change that to stippling at 8. Apply. So now I've created this flap, and I'm going to save this flap, and this is going to be my inside flap. So File, Save As, and I'm going to save it as inside flap and save. Now I'm going to create for my outside flap, I'm going to create a little piece of Velcro. So what I'm going to do, a Velcro placement. So I'm going to come and get my artwork tool, and I'm going to create myself a little rectangle, select it, and I'm going to transform it. Whoops. Well, let's come in here and select my artwork. I'm going to change the color of it, and I'm going to transform it. And what I want it to be is about 1/2 inch wide and 1 inch tall. And I'm going to bring this, and I'm going to use that little center line I had. I'm going to move it in about 1/2 inch and center it right there. Right mouse click, convert to a run. Now with this selected, I'm going to right mouse click, and I'm going to remove the overlaps. Okay, and I just wanted you to see how to do that. It really wouldn't matter, but I've removed the stippling from underneath that just so you could see how that's done. So now you're going to save this as your outside flap. So we have an inside and outside flap. Now we have one more thing to create in our software to get this done, and we're going to create the pocket. Now again, we're going to come in here, get our rectangle, draw our rectangle, select it. Come to the word transform. Now this one, I want it to be 4.4 wide, and again, of course, 7.8 tall. And I'm going to apply that. Excuse me, fit to screen. Again, we're going to right mouse click, and I'm going to convert this to a run. Now I want you to create a line. We're going to do the blue line effect again, and I'm going to get a blue line, and I want to come in about 1 inch from the edge there. So you can see I'm in about 1 inch. And I'm also going to bring a line down and for the center. So I know that this is an intersection right here, and I want to use that intersection. So I'm going to select my box. Come over to your left-hand toolbar. Your third icon down is your shape tool. We're going to reshape this. Now notice when I select my shape tool, you can see I've got the 4 control points. These change the shape. Now the red and green, this is entry and exit, start and finish. Those are at this corner. I need to add a point right here where this blue line is centering. So I'm going to right mouse click, and I'm going to add a point. So you can see I've added a point here. Now I'm going to hold down my left mouse key and bring this point till it matches this intersection. So see, I've curved that in, and I'm matching the intersection of my 2 blue lines. I'm going to have to push enter on my keyboard for that to have affected the change. Now I've got this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select it. I'm going to right mouse click. If it's selected, I'm going to copy it. Right mouse click, paste. Now I need to make another little line here. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to grab my run stitch and I'm going to come to from this point down to this point. 2 left mouse clicks and right mouse click to create that line, to digitize it. Oops, we didn't change our middle color, did we? Let's change it. Okay, now on this one, again, I'm going to grab it right here. I'm going to right mouse click on, excuse me, let's back up a second. I've digitized this line, this run stitch right here. Now we're going to come down to our reshape tool, third icon on your left hand toolbar, right mouse click on this intersection or this center, add a point, and pull this in till it matches the other line. Hit enter so it's real. Now we're going to right mouse click and we are going to convert this to, oops, I have to select it, excuse me. Select, right mouse click, convert to a steel stitch. It's going to have a satin stitch edge so that I don't have to finish that edge as that inside pocket. Now we're going to go ahead and select our original shape, right mouse click. Oh, we don't even have to do that, I'm sorry. Right mouse click and paste, I'll do it again. Now we have it right here. Now I'm going to convert this to, we change the color, right mouse click, convert to complex fill. Again, I'm going to take this, I'm going to make it a stipple, I'm going to make it 8, and I'm going to apply. Now we have a little bit of an issue here because this is going to stipple on top of my steel, and I don't want that. So I'm going to grab my reshape, and I'm going to come in here and grab this point, and I'm going to drag it in just a hair. I'm going to come in and grab this point, drag it in a hair, and you can see, hit enter or it's not real, you can see how I pulled that away just a hair because I don't want it to stipple over the top of my steel stitch. So we are going to stipple that. Now this, we're going to have a lining. We're going to have a lining to this one. So what I'm going to do is I am going to right mouse click. No, I'm good. I'm perfect. We're good. This is done. So we are going to, excuse me, we're going to, I'm going to add right here. I'm going to click on our second item. Now, let me show you what's happening here. See how I've selected the second item in here, so that is highlighted? If I go ahead with that highlighted and right mouse click and paste again, notice it puts an object right below the selected item. Of course, I'm going to change the color of that. There we go. Because I'm going to need to, oh, I don't want the whole thing changed, excuse me. I'm going to change this one to something else. There we go. Placement, tack down. We're going to put our batting and our lining fabric, because this will have a lined fabric. We'll do our steel edge stitch, and then we will just make sure everything's stitched down real nice. Excuse me. And we will save this file, save as, and this is your pocket. So we're going to save this as pocket. So you can see how simply we have created all these pieces. Now once you have these pieces created, we've saved everything in C2S. So I want to show you a real neat feature, because now you want all those C2S files, you want to convert them for your machine, and you don't want to do it one at a time. So we're going to come in here and we're going to go to our edit. Well, let me see. I'm telling you, sometimes, oh, I got it right to start with. Tools. We're going to go to batch conversion. So I'm going to go in the folder where I saved all of these. Now I have them all saved in eReader cover. So I'm going to Control A and select every design in there. I'm going to select all my designs. And I'm going to open. So it's telling me we're going to take all those designs, and where do we want to save them to? Well, first I'm going to save these to DST. Now you may have, if you have anything but a brother, anything but a Bernina, you can save to DST, and what I like is it keeps the names. So when you bring up a design, it will say back DST. Now it doesn't save the correct colors, but we don't have correct colors in this. We're going to depend on putting those on our machine. And then you're going to tell it where you want it to go. Well, if you want it to go onto your jump drive, pick your jump drive. So I'm going to, in this case, I'm just going to, let me see where I want to put it so we can see it. I'm going to go ahead and put it on in the same folder. Or I could, no, let me make a new folder. Let's do this. Let's make a new folder that's called, I'm going to save these PES because I already have them as DSTs. Okay. So I'm going to say start. Now what it's going to do is it's going to convert all those designs, and they will now be in that folder. So I could go look in that folder, and you would see it had converted all my designs at once. So you do not have to convert designs one at a time. So of course it says my folder's empty since I'm showing you, but they're there. So it will put them into the folder that I request. So that way you can batch convert all at one time. So I hope you've enjoyed this month's digitizing portion of Project of the Month, and I look forward to seeing you on the construction portion. Thank you so much.